Recently, I've been hearing a lot of conversation about story mode in the new Skate game. The topic seems somewhat controversial, I don't really know, but some people say they want a story mode, and then other people say there's no need for story mode since Skate never really had a story. But due to how people are reacting to this, I felt it's best that I just make a video evaluating every single story for every single Skate game so people can kind of understand what it is. So let's start off with the first game, Skate. Or Skate 1. The game starts with your character getting hit by a bus. It's a bit too dramatic, but that's how you get into creating your character and fully customizing them. You start meeting Retta. Retta is the one that basically follows you around with the camera and does not stop talking, as you know. And you eventually meet more pros and more locals along the way, like Shingo and so on. But the whole concept is after you had that accident, you have a goal of growing your name. So in order to grow your name, you would need to get as much coverage as you can in a magazine. There's two different magazines that you can go towards. There's Skateboard Mag and there's also Thrasher. There's two different choices, so you can choose either one you want. I personally go with Thrasher. Both choices actually differ in the things that you need to do in order to grow. But like with Skater Mag, you would just be doing a lot of the traditional things like going to contests, doing demos and such. But going with Thrasher is more rebellious in a sense that you'll be fighting off security, going to places that are restricted, and also just doing more dangerous things like races. You do get sponsors along the way, but sponsors in a sense are not actually that important to the story. They're just there to help you gain money so you can buy clothes and upgrade your gear. It's all cosmetic. But once you've done the challenges for the pros and for the main thing, which is the magazine, whichever one you choose, you'll reach the end game, which is the X Games. And once you've completed the X Games, that's it. Story's over. You've grown your name. You've reached that point that you want to reach, and there you are. You made it. Now on to Skate It. I personally never played that game, and I've been told to play it, but I don't want to play it. I'm sticking to my word. I can't play that game. I can't. There's the DS and there's a Wii version. I think there's a mobile one too. I just can't touch it. But if you want to watch gameplay on it, I suggest you check out Calplex. Calplex does have some videos on Skate It, and I highly suggest it. So you start off in Skate It in the same place as Skate 1, which is San Vanalona. The whole concept is that you just do a bunch of challenges. They have the same places, such as the Plan B Indoor Skate Park. They have Spillway. They have the Mega Compound again. They have the library, they have Matrix Plaza, and they also have the school. And going to these different places have different challenges and such, and that's just kind of how you grow in a sense. You've already known, but it's just extra challenges. Then it reaches that point where something dramatic happens. In this game, there's an earthquake. So to San Vanalona is getting destroyed. So what do? You travel. You decide to travel the world just to escape the earthquake. And instead of just being in one city, you're now traveling to different parts of the world, different countries. In this game, you have London, Barcelona, Paris, Shanghai, San Francisco, and Rio de Janeiro. Along the way, you do meet more pros. I do believe you meet a lot of the pros from the previous games, and I think there's new ones too. But you just do the same challenges like you did in the previous areas, and there you are, you're growing your name. The whole concept of why you're doing these challenges is to rather than grow your name locally in Skate 1, because the X Games may be a big thing, but you're only known in that city. You need to grow your name worldwide. So for that game, you do all these challenges until you reach that point where you're known globally. Now onto my favorite game, Skate 2. In Skate 2, you start out the game getting out of prison after 5 years. Just by chance, you also meet Retta in prison. He's the one that picks you up. The game is located again in San Vanalona, but it's a brand new San Vanalona after the earthquake. They've rebuilt the city. The city has also been taken over by a new corporation called Mongo Corp. They own a high majority of the buildings and locations which are restricted. So during this time, there's actually a lot of hatred for skating. Mongo Corp sees you, they're just gonna beat you up, and NPCs will just hate on you for skating majority of the time if you're just skating around. Because of the city being so brand new, they don't want a lot of damage to the city. They want to keep it as preserved as they can. That's why they're hating on people who skate, as they feel like that could damage what has been built. Your journey along the way consists of doing a lot of different challenges and just trying to obtain as many sponsors as you can. So like in Skate 1, you had sponsors, but they didn't really matter. But in Skate 2, that's actually the main purpose of the game, to obtain as many sponsors as you can. So along the way, you do meet a lot of locals and pros, and that's actually quite beneficial, as you do meet people like Samu who drains pools for you. There's Mike who stopped the skate stoppers on rails and such, and Big Black actually just beats up the security for you, so they don't just be whooping your ass. They're just gonna beat them up so they can skate in these restricted areas. But after doing all of these challenges, such as all the pro challenges, there's this one with Mike Carroll which I absolutely hate. Playing skate against him, I hate it. There's death races, there's contests, there's photos, there's films, and all these things just kind of help you just grow your name so more sponsors can see you, and then then you get more sponsors. And eventually you reach the end game where you're in the San Vanalona Stadium and you end up just winning. And there you go, you beat the game. And finally, Skate 3. In Skate 3, you move to a completely different city. This city is skate friendly, like even the security skates. The city is called Port Carverton. It's made up of 3 different districts. So there's downtown, the University District, and also industrial. The game basically just starts off with you trying to jump over a shark statue on top of a stadium, and it just goes wrong and you bail. To be honest, I actually don't know how you didn't even die from it, but you just get injured, I guess. Unlike with the previous games, that gets you into creating your own skater. This game is a lot different than the other games I've spoken about, as the goal for this one is that you want to create your own skate team and build up your own brand. In order to build up your brand, you need to get more board sales, and in order to get more board sales, the more challenges and such you need to do around the city. And since you have your own brand, that also means there's no more sponsors. In Skate 1 there's sponsors, in Skate 2 there's sponsors, but there's no sponsors in this one. Now in this game there's a lot of different challenges that you can do in order to get board sales. That's doing a 1-up, there's death races, there's more contests, there's own the spot, there's hole of meat, there's spot battles, there's videos, photos, and all the team promos. You have to do the team promos. You do have a lot of different things to do with pros and like follow challenges and such, just so you can unlock more stuff. And once you've done the pro stuff, you unlock clothes and so on. That's really how you get it. There was no money. There's no money in this game. Another way of getting board sales was actually doing online ranked spot battles, and anything ranked online just helps you get board sales also. But once you've done all these different things and you reach that point where you hit 1 million board sales, you'll finally get the last thing, which is the Monster Jam contest. Once you beat all 3 stages of the contest, you are beating the game. Now you got over 1 million board sales, you've got the credits, but you can still get more board sales after completing the game. That's just by doing online ranked and such, but it doesn't really get you anything, but people just play ranked for fun. After reviewing all of the EA Skate games and the story that it has, it's very clear there is a story, but in a sense, they're trying to base it around your own journey, so you kind of choose what you want to do, how you want to look, how you want to style yourself, the way you skate. So in a sense, it's all based around self-expression. But all these games do is give you a little bit of background for you to follow your own journey and go off and do your own thing. The challenges are not in order, but they are progressive to the story in a sense of what you choose to do. For teams, you can name it whatever you want. You can make your own logos, like back in the day on Skate Create, you can make your own logos for the team. You can design your own skaters for the team. Everything is just designed by you, and the things that you do depend on how fast you progress and what you earn from it. So in that regard, for the new Skate game, I feel it does need a story, but it shouldn't be the solid base of the game. It should be like the previous games, where it gives you a little bit of a background to go off, and then you just do your own thing. You just be you. I honestly can't wait to see what they do for the new game. I really hope it has a story, to be honest, in some regard. I really hope it does have some pros and such that we can follow and just learn and gain stuff off. And due to it being set in a brand new location, I feel it's really important for them to just focus on growing your name and kind of progressively do everything that was happening in the previous games, except for the earthquake. And as always, if you guys have anything that you want to see in the new game in terms of the story and such, and what you liked about the previous game's story, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see the ideas that people have for this new game, and I'm already reading all the ideas in the Discord, so also go in the Discord and share your ideas there too. There's a tab for it. Also, make sure to follow my socials.